Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Endz to Endz, hosted by myself, Yannicka, and Taze. I'm a Man City fan from Manchester. Taze.
And I support Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, he's from London, as you can tell. We have some special guests today. The plan today is to talk about who we think are the serious Premier League title contenders. Bit of a recap of the season so far and some predictions for the games going forward. So today we have a big host of guests. We've got at Z Explains It All. He's a Liverpool fan. So big up to you. Your mic's muted.
My bad. Riz Explains All. Liverpool fan. Well, wrong side.
Yeah. You don't know your badges. What kind of Liverpool sport are
you? We also have Michael, who is a Man United fan. Big up to you.
What are you saying? Obviously, United all day. Love to see it.
The United, but yeah, we move.
We've got Ace. You can introduce yourself.
Chelsea fan.
Chelsea fan.
When did that happen?
Who's covering it up? We've got Carol, who is an Arsenal fan.
Yes, love that, guys.
Oh gosh, thunderous. Here we go.
We've also got Eleanor, who is a Tottenham Hotspur fan. So we've got a big group.
There we go. Allies. That's what we need right now. No, I'm joking. I'm neutral for today, to be honest. I'm neutral.
I want to see because you see the badge no matter what.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about, obviously, the title race. It's very, very close this season. I don't think I've seen it this close in a long time, especially at this point in the season. I think there's only a few points between sort of first and like 8th in the league, maybe even 10th. Everyone seems to be at the moment still in contention in some way. So what we'll do is if I come to you and we talk about your team, just a quick preview of a review of how your season's going so far for your club, and where you think you're going to finish realistically. So I'll come to you first, as Explains It All. So I'll come to you.
Obviously, following this afternoon's result, I know a lot of Liverpool fans out there are probably like kind of a bit downbeat with the performance and us not scoring any goals in the last 3 fixtures. But I'm still, obviously, we're only reaching halfway through the season now. So once certain men are back from injury, I think it's basically just like day one, basically. Like we go from here like it's the first day of the season and just attack every game as it comes. Kind of like we did the first 18, 19 games of last year and just look at every fixture as it comes, innit? Like we just beat whoever's in front of us. Like our home record speaks for itself. So with that being said, you just got to improve on the away form and obviously not focus on the injuries too much. And we'll be in and around the mix as we've proven over the last 3 seasons. I think in terms of consistency, like even when we're not playing well, we're still not losing games. You get it? So we'll still be in and around once the end of the season comes, in and around the major honours.
Would you say you was happy with your whole team's performance? I mean, I caught most of the game. It looked like you started quick. You lot came out like a steaming train in the first couple minutes. Then towards the end, not used to like the Liverpool what you're used to seeing, where they'd go gung-ho throwing the kitchen sink at you for the full 90 minutes. It looks, kind of like fizzled out. Obviously, I've had some really key injuries.
In regards to the injuries, people are focused on the centre-backs, but we've been dominating games for the best part of 3 seasons now, and the centre-backs for me wasn't necessarily the big issue. It was more to do with maintaining the intensity in the middle of the park. So when we've seen without Fabinho and Henderson, we're not able to kind of recycle the ball as quick. So we're not capitalizing on the team's mistakes and not building momentum. So like the first half an hour today, we started, we was pressing really well, but we couldn't sustain that intensity. And then obviously Manchester United was able to play through the midfield a bit more and obviously gained a lot more confidence. So like I said, in regards to us having the injuries at the back, that kind of plays like through the spine of the team. Obviously, Fabinho is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. Like, you can't discount what Henderson does for the team, even though he's not terrific on the eye. Like, Thiago obviously has come in and proven his worth in terms of like settling the game at certain points, but we're still not quite there in terms of the intensity. So I'm not necessarily happy, but Manchester United are proven to be a good team on the counter, in it. So you did have to bear that in mind as well. So I think both teams kind of went like kind of gun shy in regards to it. There was a lot of respect paid up by both managers to what the opposing team's threats were.
Quick question, yeah. This is just from my personal observation. Is it just me, or does it seem like Mr. Mohammed had a bit too much Christmas pud?
Who, Salah?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't celebrate Christmas, so I don't know where you're going with that one.
He doesn't celebrate. That wasn't a big ass Christmas tree. I saw him wrapping his presents.
I don't know about all of that, man.
I was mistaken. That looked like Mr. Mohammed's son.
We can't talk. We had Ndombele last season, so we can't really talk.
I don't keep social media, so you're telling me something that I didn't know.
Just observation. Like I said, I'm a fan of his, but it looks like
I think you lot are taking into you're not taking into consideration, yeah. Like, Pogba had COVID and it took him nearly 2-3 months to kind of get back some type of form in it. Salah had COVID back end of November, and obviously it's clearly having an effect on his level of performance, isn't it? So you lot are,
what we're going with? We're blaming COVID. Is this what we're doing?
The facts at hand. Mane's had COVID and Salah's had COVID, and they're not performing. It's clearly, obviously.
Is this what we're blaming, though? Is this what are we blaming the COVID for the lack of goals?
I don't know about you, but it does have an effect on your capacity of your lungs, isn't it? So that's clearly playing a part in their level of performance for me. If we're looking for excuses, we got them, innit?
All right. And finally, just quickly, whereabouts do you think, if you're going to say where you're going to finish in the league?
Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, you have to be optimistic, innit? I'm saying if it ain't 2, it's 1, innit? So
you're saying, yeah, I'm asking for an indefinite. I'm asking for an answer.
I'm going to say top. We're going to finish top of the league, man.
You're winning the title.
Yeah. Everyone else,
it with your whole chest.
Everyone else, I have to. I'm not willing to concede with half the league games left and say we're going to finish second. No way.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to lead on to Michael? Obviously, you lot just played Liverpool. How things are going for you this season? How you thought the game went?
To be honest, I'm not even upset with a draw. I mean, Liverpool had the better chances in the game, I think, but to be honest, if we were just a little bit more clinical in that game, I think maybe Rashford with a couple chances, Pogba with that big opportunity when Alisson saved it. You know, if we had scored those opportunities, it would have been a whole different game. But
you look right at him, didn't it?
Where we are right now.
Yeah. It looked like the shot went right at Alisson, that shot that Pogba had.
Yeah, he definitely, took a pot shot at it, and it could have gone anywhere. But Alisson, right place, right time. Can't really fault it. But like I said, United, our away form has been magnificent. We've won, the games we would have drawn last season. Even our signers, Cavani, making a big impact in the games that we played, obviously. And yeah, I'm just happy we're top of the league because it's been such a long time since we're there, and now we're there. We just need to stay there.
There's a lot of rival fans and clubs who feel that have quite been gifted the position of top in the league with a lot of penalties you've been given that some people believe maybe shouldn't have been.
My view is you have to be in the penalty box to get given that penalty. So Martial, Rashford, Cavani, Bruno Fernandes, they've all got to be in that area to concede the penalty. So obviously that's a sign that we're, as a team, attacking really well. So I don't understand this viewpoint of, we get lots of penalties, we score pens, we win those games. Nah, we make those opportunities, and then the defenders should foul our players. So,
my guy, it's got to the point now where I remember even one match you lot got one after the final whistle. I thought the final whistle was to signify that the match was over. So I don't understand how someone could do that and then go back and decide, hang on a minute, sugar, we forgot to give Man United their regular weekly penalty. So we got to keep it. Does a lot of fans would call into question if it wasn't for the penalty you got, where you might.
Well, I think what you're referring to is the Brighton game, 3-2, and obviously, yeah, it was after the final whistle, but that's VAR. That's a whole different conversation. Like I said, we have to be in the penalty box to get given those penalties, and at the time, Bruno Fernandes was in the penalty box, took a shot. I think it was a handball decision in the Brighton game, and obviously, that's on the referee, isn't it? Like, as a team, we can't influence that. We can only try and score the goal, which we obviously did at the end of the day.
Do you know what? To be honest, I don't know if you can hear me. But yeah, I think Man United, obviously, people were talking about a false position, and I don't really agree with that because you are where you are because you've won the games that you need to win. I think a concern for Man United would be, even though a point isn't a bad result today, I feel like I don't think you've won against the top six. And I know this is what people were saying about today. Until we beat Chelsea, that's what people were saying. You haven't beaten a big team. I think there's a few teams that kind of have struggled against the bigger teams. And
there's another one. We're going to get onto them in a minute as well. Don't worry.
Yeah, there's and them sorts of things. So based on that, because obviously it is a long season, and it's kind of, this season's an interesting one because, they were talking about the top of the table battle. And actually, when you went into that game today, Liverpool were actually third. So this season is so close. Where do you think realistically Man United will finish? Because I know right now you're in a great position, but obviously it is a long season, and you never know what can happen. So where do you think you'll finish?
I'll tell you what. For me personally, I think it's a top three race between us, Liverpool, and Man City. I think us three are the only realistic teams that can compete. With the firepower we have, and obviously the defense you guys have as well. Like, obviously we'll get onto Man City later on, but I just think
we're gonna get onto who finishes top four. Just specifically, where do you think Man United are going to finish?
So specifically, like I said, the Liverpool fan said, I've got to go with first place. We've defended really well this couple games, and the moment the attack clicks with Rashford and Martial and Bruno, once we start clicking, those results will come through. So I've got to say number one, first place.
Okay, first place. We got some really confident fans in here.
100%.
So we'll go next with Ace. Where do you think Chelsea will finish? And how do you think the season's gone so far?
I've seen a shake of the head already.
I'm being honest. Chelsea might struggle for top four this season. We're too inconsistent. Way too inconsistent. And with the way Lampard kicks ball and the way he sets up his team, I don't see it working. Because anytime we come up against a team of quality, Chelsea struggled badly. You get what I'm saying? And it's no surprise that we hardly beat any team in the top 10. It's not a surprise. Because of the way we kick ball.
I'm pretty sure, I think you haven't beaten a team in the top 6.
I don't think we have, no. I think we've beaten one team in the top 10, I think. One team.
In the top 10 and none in the top 6.
In the top 10, yeah, and none in the top 6. I think we drew twice and lost 2 or something like that.
Would you say that for spending just over 300 million in this transfer window, would you think that's acceptable? When you saw the signings, you signed Havertz, Werner, Ziyech. Would you thinking you got this title wrapped up when you saw those signings?
I wanted gone. I needed gone.
You said you needed your Lampard out already?
Yeah. Go.
So there's no to the end of the season if he could win something.
No. He needs to. I respect him because he's a club legend on a footballing level and a manager level. He can fuck off, and I swear. He needs to go.
We're trying to make it family friendly, but we understand the passion. Don't worry.
He needs to go. Because you know what it is with Lampard. I think he's a bit stubborn within the way he sets up a team. Do you get what I mean? It's like he's not trying to try new things. He's just going to set up his team one way no matter what and just hope for the best. He never sets out a tactic for a team to say like, I'm going to play this way against this team because they got these sort of players. You get what I'm saying? So he's the same way against every team.
It's funny that you say that actually, because I was actually saying on a stream with some Chelsea fans, I was saying that I think with him, because he spent the money that he spent, and obviously Werner is one of the signings that he really, really wants to work, I think he's kind of sticking with it, even though it's not really working. No one really knows what position he's best in. I can't claim to watch Chelsea all the time because like this season in particular, I've been so busy. I hardly even watch City. Not even watching City right now. So it's been a bit crazy.
You just had to put that in there, didn't you?
Yeah, it's a big game for us. We need to win. But yeah, so I think he's kind of running with it, and it's not working, and and it might be the inexperience of him as a manager, because I think a more experienced manager, like we've seen people like Pep go to Barcelona and drop Ronaldinho, and come to Man City and just take the IR out or get rid of Joe Hart. Like we've seen these experienced managers kind of make these decisions. I don't know whether, because Lampard's kind of new to this, he's kind of.
Would you call it inexperience or maybe stubborn?
Well, yeah, but I think it's also because I think if we were talking 10 years from now, I don't think Lampard would make them mistakes. Like, I don't know. Obviously, you've got Ole, who has been managing for 12 years. Their fans have the issues with him. So, but I think with Lampard, like, he's just trying to make it work. But I think he's sacrificing his job in a way, because I think if Chelsea don't get top 4, I can't see Roman keeping him. I really can't.
Yeah, Abramovich has been known to pull the trigger. I think if they don't win something, he's not getting the time.
League doesn't even save the job at Chelsea. It's all about league, isn't it? So I think he's taking a risk right now, and if it pays off and Werner really steps into his game and starts scoring every week, then he can hold his hands up and say, look, you trust in me. I knew what I was doing, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's struggling to settle in. And I think he just needs to be the manager at the moment and say, right, okay, it's not working. Let me take you out. Let me play you in the Champions League. Let me play you in the League Cup. Let me play you in, well, not League Cup, the FA Cup. Let me play you in these games and see if it works. Do you know what I mean? Because I think the league is a big risk to kind of be experimenting. I think.
Quick question to Ace. I'm sorry. Quick question. Is it just me or Giroud? Does he seem to be getting better as he's getting older? I don't understand. I mean, I know he looked like he started the other day, but I think he should have been starting more over Werner, considering how many goals he's managed to come off the bench and get. This is another 100%. Thing I don't quite understand.
100%. There's certain games where Giroud's on the bench and I'm saying, what are you doing, friend? If a man's playing and he's scoring goals, surely that's what we need in the team. We're not going to start a person that ain't scoring goals over the man that's scoring goals. And that's my problem with Frank. It's like, what she was saying was true. What's your name? Sorry, Yannicka, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, because they spend all that money on Werner, it's like he's trying to make the board happy and the fans happy. And he keeps giving Werner untold amount of
justify the price tag.
Certain times you have to drop Werner and pay just working for the team. You get what I'm saying? So it's not always about, I'm trying to make this person happy or I'm trying to make the team win. The team comes first, no matter what. So if that means I have to start Giroud and put Werner on the bench, that's what it has to be. And I find that certain games, like I think we played against City and he started Werner up front. Like, why would you do that against a strong team like City? You have to put your team that's scoring goals, everyone that's informed, they're gonna have to start. And he didn't even bring him on. I don't understand.
Do you know what I was thinking at that game? I was like, I'm scared of Giroud. Before that game started, I was scared of Giroud because I thought he is perfect for a Man City. We're all quite small. Obviously, our defenders are a little bit taller, but, if a corner's coming in and you've got Bernardo Silva, the short players that we've got, like, it surely makes sense to put Giroud in there. Giroud's caused problems for us before when he played for Arsenal. He should have been in there. I don't get it.
And finally, where do you think you're going to finish?
5th.
Is that your serious answer?
No, serious. 5th, yeah.
Wow, you have no faith in Lampard. Do you reckon he'll make it to the end of the season?
Put it this way, if Lampard stays 5th, if we get a new manager, we might scrape 4th. But with the way everyone else is playing, remember, there's other teams in the mix as well. Leicester's playing good, Southampton is playing good. You got Tottenham that's there in the mix. There's at least 6-7 teams that are serious top 4 contenders. But the way Chelsea play, I don't see that we're going to make top 4. So I'm saying 5th. I'm being realistic.
So it's basically Lampard out or no top 4.
Yeah, Lampard, sorry, bro, but you have to go, man. You know what? If he changes his tactics and does what's best for the team, then yeah, we might see a bit of difference in the way we play. But at this moment, I think he's being stubborn and a little bit inexperienced. But I don't see it working right now, to be honest. So right now, I'm Lampard out. I still respect him though, but
I like you got that in there. I'm Lampard out all the way, but I still respect you though.
He's done a lot for our team. I can't diss him. But
as a player,
as a manager, sorry, but I don't think he's ready. I think this job's too big for him.
Yeah,
okay.
I agree with that. How about you, Alana? We'll come to you. Tottenham Hotspur obviously started really, really, really well. Kind of been doing okay since, but you're still up there. So how do you think your season's gone so far, and where do you expect to finish?
I mean, you're asking me on a day we've just won and played very good counter-attacking football, but you ask me on another day, it's a very different conversation. I don't agree with the way we're playing football. I don't think it's sustainable. I think we're not playing to our strengths. I don't think we act like we've got Andy Carroll up top, not Harry Kane, just lumping the ball up and hoping to get a goal most games. So yeah, my issue with Jose Mourinho is, yes, we will win a trophy. Thank you. Love that. You will win us a trophy. Then off you go. Then I'll ship you out. So, like, it's fine. Win us a trophy, but for future, I don't see it working. I think.
Sorry, what did you say? So basically, win us the League Cup, then get rid of him, kick him out the back door.
Yep, exactly. You heard me. Exactly what I said. Now, let me tell you why he won't get back at Tottenham. Yes, he got back this window. It's a COVID window. Everyone's cheaper. He won't get back, so it will turn stale very, very quickly. I don't think he'll get that sort of money again. We also have been relying on 2 players to score all our goals due to the fact that most of our players can't play this counter-attacking, pragmatic football. So I think, yes, he will do us a great job in getting that trophy over the line, but for further after that, I don't see it working out. I don't see him being a sustainable way to play. I don't see this football being sustainable under the way we our strengths lie in attack. Our strengths lie in attack, not in defence. So the fact that we go 1-0 up and sit back, I'll give you Wolves as an example, Crystal Palace as an example. These games are not okay to be going 1-0 up and then sitting back. I mean, today I was actually worried. Well, exactly. I was actually worried today when we went 1-0 up. I would rather go at half time at 0-0 than 1-0, because then we would just sit back. So the fact we went 2-0, I was like, cool, yeah. If we're 2-0, it's fine. But 1-0 up under Jose Mourinho, I don't like it. At Tottenham, I don't like it. We need to score.
What was that? Sorry.
That was his go-to scoreline in his heyday. 1-0.
Yes, but we're not his heyday. We are not his prime Chelsea. That's what that we need to realise. We are not prime Chelsea. We do not have the players to be prime Chelsea. So there's no way that we should be playing like that. Like, we shouldn't. We have a Harry Kane that is in the form of his life. We also have a Son Heung-min. We have attackers that are just sitting
Korean
on the bench.
crippler.
I love him. But I just feel like we don't play to our attack strengths. I feel like we have a midfield that is full of attackers, but we sit in our own half most of the time. Kane most games gets more touches in our own box than the opposition box. For a player like Harry Kane, that is not acceptable. So yes, we'll win a trophy, but I don't think we'll finish in the top 4. I think we'll finish about 5th. Top 5, yeah, but I mean, I'll take it. But for further on, Tottenham needs to be in the top 4. We do not spend without that top 4 money. So after that, I don't know what's going to happen, but we need Champions League football. That's what we need to stay.
Just out of curiosity, what trophy do you believe is just, what trophy are you referring to that will win? Is that the League Cup?
It's the League Cup. Yeah, I don't see us getting through the Europa. We don't think we have the squad to get through the Europa. If he's not giving Vinicius time now, what's going to happen in the later stages of the Europa? I don't see us buying him either, which is annoying, because we're not going to spend 40 million on a player that's only played against Marine and Cup ties. So I just think, yeah, there are problems with Jose Mourinho that I don't like, but there's also things that I love. Like, yes, he takes all the cups seriously, and we will probably win one. And I will probably be screaming and dancing and crying my eyes out the minute we win a trophy. But the issues are still there after that. So yeah, we need top 4 to keep relevant and keep money. And if Jose Mourinho doesn't get that, then one season get us the trophy and off you go.
So finishing 5th, but to win the League Cup.
Yeah, and that's a big deal for Spurs because I ain't seen glory like that since 2008, and I was in year 8. So
it is a long. I think with me as a Spurs fan as well, I think one of the things I find frustrating is you're taught as growing up to take responsibility for your actions. I saw a couple times where he'll come out and say stuff, for example, the better team lost, or I told them to keep attacking after we were 1-0 up. And anyone who knows of what they know of Mourinho knows that it's part of the bus time after you've got your goal and you're winning. So
I don't get it. When he said today, "Do you believe me?" No, I do not believe you. That's what I would have replied.
I don't believe you that you told them to keep attacking. I do believe you after you got the goal. This is it. So I think with him, there's a bit more responsibility he needs to take in terms of certain tactics. And Ndombele though. To come back from the cold to be performing how he's been performing, I mean, he really does make our team tick. And that goal that he scored today, I've seen a few haterism on the Twitter, a bit of haterism saying he didn't mean it. It was a cross, hit and hope.
No,
from
he
what I saw, it looked like he looked up first, or his kick off his line, and that was a really cross finish.
Went for goal. It was a beautiful goal, but he did look at the goal, so he definitely meant it. I don't think we should be praising Jose Mourinho for Ndombele's change because he wanted him out. It was Daniel Levy that stopped him leaving. That's point blank. He didn't want him to leave. If you heard anything from a reliable source, Jose Mourinho wanted him out. He wasn't testing him. He failed the test. Daniel Levy made him pass the test. Big difference, in my opinion.
Those are some strong. That's a strong statement. Like you got that inside information. I need to find out where you get that inside information from.
What I've heard from reliable sources. Not that it's anything inside, but I'm just saying, like, generally, what we know is that he didn't like him. And I just think that Daniel Levy wasn't going to let a £65 million player record signing go like that. So, anyway, I could go on and on about Tottenham.
All right.
We'll move on now to Terrell. I don't know if
Terrell.
Sorry. So Arsenal, I know you started very badly. You've been doing a lot better recently, but it's still a little bit shaky for Arsenal. You're in 11th.
How did you say they started?
It was terrible at the beginning. Like, you were in a relegation battle for a little bit.
Well, according to Ty from AFTV, they're not. So,
you know what? To be fair, though, I always said when people were laughing about that, I was like, Arsenal are not going to finish in the bottom half of the table. They're not. Like, even now, they're not at their best, but I think Arsenal always come up at the end. So we'll see. You're in 11th position right now, but you're only 2 points behind Villa. I know they have a few games in hand, I think, but you know, you're not doing too badly. So how do you think your season's gone so far, and where do you think that you'll finish?
Season gone so far, it's been an absolute shambles, if I'm honest. It's been a joke too. It's been a mess. It's players don't know what they're doing. We ain't got no creativity. This whole Ozil thing has basically taken over our season. How's a guy that's not been playing getting more coverage in the whole team? It makes no sense. And then I like Arteta. I really do. I see his vision, but he's not ready for it. He's not ready for Arsenal right now, I don't think.
Put it this way, I want him to stay. I want Arteta to stay, so put it that way.
Oh, wow. That's a bit of shit.
That's fine, but still, you're not going to win a trophy this season.
And Frank can stay as well.
All of you lot managers can stay.
Anyway, and he's cool. Like, it's a mess. Laka's our best. Saka and Laka are doing bits right now. That's the only team I'm gonna say, yeah, they're on stuff. How was it 84 holding us up? It's a joke.
So if you would, could you scrap the whole rest of the team? You could scrap the whole rest of the team?
No, I'll keep Glenn, I'll keep Tierney. Gabriel, I'll give him some time. That's about it. Everyone else, listen, we can start looking at them, man. It's going to make no difference.
What about Aubameyang then, innit? What's up with Aubameyang? What's going on?
You know, I think, cool. This whole COVID thing, what can necessarily be happening? You know, this season got fucked up and there was no pre-season. Have you got everyone over about 30, 31, them ages, they're not having good seasons. That's what I've seen. I've been in the Premier looking at him, Aguero, who else is there? The only man that's
Aguero's been injured though.
Yeah, he's always injured. Even when he's come back, he's always been out.
But Aubameyang's been fit to play and start.
I know. Saying that he's not. I think him, yeah, something's going on deeper with him. I don't think it's just football. Because what are you, second top scorer last season to not even now? Big man, it's been what, 2 goals from open play? That's terrible. That's terrible.
You should have sold it when you had the chance.
No.
It's Aubameyang.
Because it's the same. When Endz was on fire, everyone was like, yeah, new contract. He's on fire. He's securing the back.
Old moves, man. You got to think forward, innit? Like with the Alexis Sanchez and the Ozil thing, it's not the same scenario. You lot should have just went all the way youth and sold him and brought some peas in and brought another striker and get rid of that. You lot needed to clear debt and like because now the way it's gonna hang over his head. Huh? I can't even hear him still. What did you say?
Hey.
Yeah, your mic's a bit unclear.
Huh?
Your mic is a bit unclear.
Nah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said the price of his wages is going to hang over his head. It's not going to get any easier for him, especially in a struggling team with an inexperienced manager that doesn't know how to motivate his players.
But they got David Luiz at centre back though, so they'll be all right.
Wait. Leave Luiz out of this guy. You think they should be David Lewis? Not David Luiz. David Lewis. You don't get started on him.
What? You don't think he's quality? He's a World Cup winner.
I don't care. He's not good. Yeah.
But you're not confident.
Nah, not at all. Arsenal got so much dead weight, it's unbelievable. And we did it every season. Every season we go to these players and like, why? It's just fun. The whole creativity thing is another thing I was speaking about. We ain't got nothing. Smith Rowe, to be fair, when he's coming, he's looking alright. But before then, like, you look at centre midfields, it's a madness.
So where do you think you're going to finish? Where do you think you're going to finish this season? Pardon?
Jesus Christ. I'd say 7th. That's at best.
Say that again.
7th.
7th.
That's being generous. You're on
Oh,
table,
cool. That's his opinion where his club's going to finish. If he thinks they'll finish 7th, then you might think that. Why do you think that's being generous for them to finish 7th? They have won their last 2 games. I mean, they drew with Crystal Palace, but before that, they did look like they were turning stuff around.
Like, for example, Everton, Aston Villa, Leicester City, all those kind of mid-table teams are doing so much better than Arsenal. So I don't think it'll be top 10. Maybe 10th or 11th.
I think Arsenal finish top 10.
Wow.
What was the right now? You see the table. Arsenal are 5 points behind Chelsea. Where are Chelsea? They're 8th, no?
Yeah, you're right, though. He's 5 points behind. You could.
So 7th, do you reckon you win? Do you think you win anything? Sorry to cut you, Yannicka. Do you think you win anything? Just finally.
I can see FA Cup again. I could see that happening.
You can see you winning what?
FA.
FA Cup.
Oh well, I mean, you lot do tend to turn up in that competition for some reason.
That's Champions League for them.
Who made that remark? I forgot the slander siren. I'm gonna have the slander siren ready for next week because yeah, that's Champions League. All right, so they'll win the FA Cup. They'll finish 7th. Yannicka, Manchester City. This is a funny one because I mean, at the start of the season, by Manchester City's high standards, not a lot of people was talking about them in terms of the title race as you usually expect. You lot had a really slow start. I don't know if it was the lasting effect of how long last season was and not enough time to prepare. But yeah, you lot started really below par compared to your usual standards. And then as of lately, we've noticed we're starting to see that City coming back. How do you think it's been going for you?
Do you know what? I was on a lot of streams at the start of the season and I was like, City aren't playing that badly because everyone kept asking me what's going wrong with City. And I was like, we're not playing that badly. We've just not been clinical enough this season. Like last season, if we had 5 chances, we'd at least put 2 of them away, or at least 1. This season, we need like 20 chances to put 1 away. Like it's been crazy this season. We haven't been clinical enough going forward. De Bruyne has come out and said that they were very tired at the start of the season and they weren't really ready for the season to start, which it did appear that.
Right now, though.
Well, yeah, and then we had obviously we had a few players out with COVID at the beginning. I'm not using that as an excuse because everyone has, but we just didn't look up to it at the start of the season. The game against Man United was the worst derby I've ever seen. There was no passion from either side. It was awful.
Bad. It was bad.
That West Brom game for me is where I thought we're not going to win the league because we were drawing, I think, and we just looked like we weren't trying to win. And like I know what City are like, and they will fight till the end is our motto, and they will really in every game they'll try till the end, and they just kind of gave up, and it looked like they didn't want to play. It was the same against Liverpool. So there's been quite a few games this season where I thought City don't want this title, but then recently, since the Chelsea game, we have turned it around. We've been more clinical. I'd still say there's an area to go. There's a bit to go with that because like the people who normally score goals are not really scoring goals. Phil Foden is our top scorer. Obviously, he's a fantastic player, but normally it wouldn't be Phil Foden. It would be Sterling or Mahrez. So yeah, he shouldn't be our top scorer considering more other players like Sterling have played more minutes. So, yeah, we've not been great going forward. Defensively, though, there's been a complete transformation. And actually, what I think it was with Man City is if you notice how we played last season, we played in a certain way where we would attack, but defensively we weren't great. Obviously, Laporte was out for a majority of the season. John Stones has been unfit over the past couple of years, and we had like Otamendi at the back. It wasn't working. We weren't great. And I think that's why we lost the league ultimately last year and we were so far behind is because defensively we were so poor. This season, Pep's actually changed the tactics though this season. If you look how City play now, it's different to how we played last season. And we're a lot more defensive. And it's working for us right now. We're able to win 1-0 with City last season. We had to score 3 goals to win the game. Like, it was mad. But this season, we seem to be doing okay. I did say before the season started that I thought City should win the league because we didn't win it last year. And I thought we would go for it. But I don't know. I think right now, I'd say we've got a good chance. But you don't know. I think this 6 games that we're in now, obviously with the last game we played against Brighton, today's game, which we're currently winning, but it's only 1-0. And the next 4 games after this, if City win all of them games, because they're all winnable, then I would say we're on track to win the title. But it's so close this season. 1 result, and you're back out of the top 4. So it's so close.
Spoke about being clinical. Question for you. Do you believe Jesus is a world-class striker? I see you knew it was coming. I have to ask.
Do you know what? Like, I do like him, but he's not an Aguero, man. No one comes close to Aguero. It's so hard.
Well, we're not comparing him. He's all right. But do you believe he's world-class, yes or no?
No, I wouldn't say world-class. I'm very funny when it comes to world-class. Like, I only put a very small amount of players in that bracket. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, he's had 5 good games, world-class. That's not me. They have to be consistently good for me to be like, yeah, they're world class. There's a few players in our squad that have the potential to become world class, or they're on the brink. But right now, there's only few City players that I would say are world class, and even less so in other teams. Like, I'm not a big, some people will say anyone's world class. I don't really do that. But yeah, I think with Gabby, like, he's a very different player to Aguero, and I think it's a little bit unfair how people always compare him to Aguero, because Aguero is very clinical.
It's a bit unfair to compare him to Aguero, but if you think that's what you're doing.
No, but in general, they're both our strikers on paper, so that is how they're viewed. But Aguero is so clinical. He's a clutch player. He's one of the best players the Premier League has ever seen. So, you know, it's very, with Aguero, it's one of them where to replace him is going to be virtually impossible. Like, the only player that I can see that comes in where I will feel like, great, we've replaced Aguero, would be someone like Haaland, because he's already at that level. I don't know whether we'll get Haaland, I don't know, but it would have to be someone that good to come in and replace Aguero.
I have a problem. I'm telling you now, I've had enough of you lot. This guy to buy that. Dortmund, they better hold on to him. Serious.
Well, I don't know.
United trying to buy him as well, to be fair. So there's competition. There's competition between all the Premier League teams to try and buy Haaland.
Yeah.
But hopefully he comes United. I beg he comes United.
You know what? I don't think he'll go United. I'd be very surprised if he goes United, because obviously Roy Keane.
There's levels to this. She said there's levels to this. He ain't that many. There's levels to this.
He has that connection, that Norwegian connection. I need him.
Yeah,
We
I
need
get
him
that.
here.
If
Sorry, one at a
ends
time.
his career, I don't know if he'd join the club from, you know, and also his dad is ex-City and ex-Leeds, and apparently Haaland says that he supports, I've heard that he supports Leeds because he was born in Leeds. Obviously, he was at the Man City semi-final where we played United with his dad, so he's obviously supported City a little bit, and apparently someone says that he supports Liverpool. So the three teams that he admires all hate Man United. So I don't know. I would be very surprised to see him at Man United, especially as his dad loves City so much and has such a good... I don't know. He might go. If the money's right, he might go.
Yeah, 100 million. Just slap that on. He'll come, innit?
Yeah, I'd be surprised though if he came. I'd love to see him at City. I don't know if he's a Pep player. Like, I know City have been linked with him, but he doesn't scream Pep to me. But I would still love him. But you know what? I have to kind of respect Pep a bit, because I wanted Koulibaly in the summer. I was like, we need Koulibaly, we need experience, we need a leader, we need someone that can come in and fix our defense. And I really wanted Koulibaly, and Pep wanted Diaz, and Diaz has been 10 times better than I thought. I know he's a quality player, but the effect that he's had, the impact that he's had on our defense is unreal. So, you know, whoever Pep decides to bring in, I do trust him. And if it isn't Haaland, but yeah, I'd love to see Haaland. I'd love to see him, but we're gonna need.
Sorry, just to finalize, you did say you reckon you're gonna win. You're gonna win the league.
We should win the league. Whether we do or not is up to City, but we should. We should.
Right. So moving on. Nice to see everyone's opinion. I mean, most people here have actually said they reckon their team is going to win the league. We had a few they're not too sure about their manager right now, and they're feeling they need to get lost. But so we have a few people who are confident. So you think your team's going to win, but who else do you reckon is going to be in the top four? So what I'm going to do is we're going to go one by one. We're going to start from RZ Explains All. Just the top four for me, please. Just the top four. That's all I need.
For me, you can't undervalue last season in regards to obviously Klopp, Pep, and Solskjaer, and then I think Brendan, once things get a bit difficult, he shows a lack of ability to manage and navigate. So I would probably still say that Chelsea sneak in the back door.
I need the exact order. I need 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So I'm going Liverpool.
Yan, are we Italian?
Oh yeah, let me write this down. 1 minute.
We're going to revisit this at the end of the season. Who's most accurate. And viewers at home, feel free to take part as well. Leave it in the comments what you think your top four is, and we might do a prize draw and see who gets the closest, who was most accurate from the right winners, and you might get something. Sorry, RZ Explains All. Let's go.
I'm going to go Liverpool, City, United, Chelsea.
Say that again?
Liverpool, City, United, and then Chelsea in the fourth.
Okay. Chelsea sleeping top four, other than...
You know. Let Elena go next.
Yeah, I was about to say, Elena looked like she wanted to go next.
No, I'm going to head out. I've got another stream at 8.
Okay, yeah, no, that's okay.
We're a bit late. But we're doing top fours.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go with, I think City are going to win the league. I think everyone's sleeping on them, and I think they'll come back up. I think without the pressure as well, I think they'll win the league. I think Liverpool will come second. I think United will come third. And realistically, I would say Chelsea will finish fourth. But with their season, it could be us between Chelsea and Leicester.
Okay. All right, thanks. So Elena's leaving us now. Thanks, Elena, as always, for joining, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Let me go on
Bye.
I need to go for 2 minutes. Let me go next, innit?
All right, go on. Who's next?
Let me go next.
So who was that? That's the next.
The ace in it. Ace.
Yeah, Ace. Mr. Lampard out.
Fours, yeah?
Yeah.
I think City, Liverpool, Man U, and Tottenham.
City, Liverpool, Man United, and then Tottenham.
If Chelsea change their manager, then Chelsea. But if we stick with Frank now.
It's interesting to see a lot of people are saying putting City first, which is what I was going to do as well, to be honest. So yeah, it's really interesting to see Man United and the thing. Okay, then.
I swear they go top, right?
So you really have no faith in your manager to finish top four?
No.
We'd be a point behind United if we win today. But we've got a game in hand, so we put those up.
If you win that game in hand, you go top, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Defense in the right moment, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, it's now or never, innit?
On to the other side of North London.
Yeah.
The other side of North London. Your top four.
Liverpool 1. So Liverpool top. I'm going to say City second. United third. I don't know why, but someone said if you West Ham might sneak in there, you know.
You're not putting yourself in the top four either.
Let's be realistic. No.
I like that because I see some fans on Twitter saying Arsenal's back. Yeah, we're coming. We can still get top four. So
no.
Contra.
No.
You're a realist. Okay. Mr. Man United.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be a dream here, and I'm gonna call. I think top three. I'll probably agree with most of you. I'll say Liverpool. So not in any order, but Man United, Liverpool, and City. We're top three.
We need the exact order. No cop-outs.
Okay, calm. So like I said, I'm a dreamer. I'm gonna say United first. Then I'm gonna say City second, Liverpool third. I'm gonna say Tottenham fourth. I think Jose will just about get in the top four. I reckon. So United.
So who's that missing out to you?
Chelsea, Arsenal, Leicester. Yeah, they're all gonna get Europa League.
Yannicka?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say the same as Ace. Actually, that was my top four. I think City, hopefully, will win the league. Liverpool won't be far behind, even if we do win it. I think Liverpool will be second. Man United third. I do think Jose. I've said all season that I think the experience of the manager will have a big say in these sorts of things. And I think if it's Jose against Lampard, Jose's got the experience to get there. I also think with Ollie and Klopp, I think if they're close, I feel like Klopp has the experience to finish ahead. And obviously Pep and Ancelotti actually, so Everton are a good shout, but they're used to being in these sorts of situations where it's a title race and it's tight and they come out on top. So just because City have been there, done it before, that's why City are my favourite. Obviously, I want them to win, but City, when there's been a tight title race between 2 or 3 teams, City do tend to come out on top in them sort of races. So that's why, because I think it's so close this season, I think a close title race benefits City a little bit more than anyone else, just from experience. So that's why I would say City. Obviously, I hope it's true. But yeah, I think City, you can't rule out Liverpool. Liverpool are going to pick up form because they haven't been great so far. It's not going to stay like that for the whole season. Liverpool will be back, so I expect them to finish. They might even win it, to be honest. But yeah, I expect them to finish very close to the top, if not top. United, I think, will get in there. They've been winning games even when they haven't been playing well, which is kind of the sign of champions. But I don't think Ollie will come out on top of Klopp and Pep, and that's the reason why I put them third. and then Spurs. I just think the experience of Jose. That's what I think over everyone else. So yeah, fine.
Right. On to I guess it's my turn. I'm gonna have to go for first place. I think Manchester City, like I said, with that game in hand, how they're starting to look now, I think I'm gonna have to put them first. Like I said, it looks like Mr. Mohamed Salah's had a bit too much Christmas pud. He's not firing off all cylinders. Mane as well. I think Man City just might have the edge over Liverpool, so I think Liverpool will finish second.
Yeah.
Contrary to most of you lot's belief, though, I don't think we will finish fourth. I think us third. Spurs third, and this one, well, Michael's really going to hate me, but I'm going to have to say it. I can't see you getting fourth place either. I think, like Yannicka said, if it comes down to the battle of the managers in those last few matches, looking at our managers, do I think Oli has the managerial tools to get you through when it comes against Klopp, against Guardiola, against Mourinho? From what I've seen so far, I don't think so. And I think for that reason, when it comes down to crunch time, you lot say he's at the wheel, but I think he might drive that car off the cliff. So, yeah, I can't really see that happening.
You lot are forgetting as well. Once Europe kicks back in, Man United are going to be having to play Thursday, Sunday, Mondays again, and like that.
Yeah, Spurs as well. Spurs in Europa League.
That doesn't normally bode well when you're trying to compete on two fronts, man. Like in regards to just rhythm and lack of time on the training field, that extra day, it does come in. It comes in handy, especially when you're trying to set up to get specific results away from home, and then there's no fans as well. This season is probably going to be one of the closest title races ever in regards to obviously everyone just clustered together.
Yeah,
and I feel with that being said, the two teams that have been there and done it with the current squads as they exist are always going to have the advantage because, like I said, Man City know how to get it done. Liverpool have proven they know how to get it done against all odds. So, Man United, they look better than they did last year. And obviously, with the form carrying on from lockdown, they've proven that they can get results away from home, especially without no fans. So, it's hard to look past those three. And then the fourth one, for me, it's just a toss-up between anyone that can put together a decent run of form. Tottenham have the advantage of they've got two players that can guarantee week in, week out are gonna bag. Leicester,
Son and Kane.
Relying on Vardy to stay fit, it's a bit of an iffy one for me. And then obviously,
I will say though, your squad size as well helps a lot because, as you pointed out, if Kane or Son gets injured, who do Spurs have to rely on?
It's a wrap.
Where if one of our attacking players gets injured, we still have Rashford, Martial, Cavani. So take one of them.
If Bruno Fernandes ever gets injured, you know, finished. No offense, that's my opinion. Like
that's a big if though. He's not someone that debate. For me,
sorry, one at a time.
Harry Kane.
Let Michael finish what he's saying, and then RZ can reply. Sorry, Michael, finish what you're saying.
So on your point about Bruno Fernandes, yeah, he comes out of the team, but there's still creativity in that midfield. You know, Pogba's one of the best creative midfielders in the world. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if Bruno got injured. But my point being that United have bigger squad depth compared to Spurs or Chelsea or Arsenal or anyone who's in that top four base.
Do you know what? I agree with that because in terms of squad, if you look at Man United man for man, they've got one of the best squads in the league. So even like someone was comparing Liverpool to Man United man by man. And it's more about, with Liverpool, it's more about the system. Because some of the players in Liverpool's squad are not the best players, but in that Klopp system, they are amazing. Like Henderson, I wouldn't say Henderson is world class, like some Liverpool fans say. I wouldn't say that. But in that Klopp system, he pulls out world class performances time and time again. So I think Man United do have a lot of people, because I stream with a lot of United fans, and they call themselves Moments FC or Individual Brilliance FC, because you do have the players that can win you games. So this is why I would never rule Man United out completely, even though I don't think in the long run they can do it. I just think they have the team to do it. It's just, I think it'll come down to the management at the end of the day. I know Oli has kind of got Man United so far in certain things like the Champions League, the cup finals, the semi-finals, and then he kind of can't get them over the edge. And that's why I think in the title race, I feel like Klopp and Pep have more experience to do it in the league. That's why I think you will finish third. But you could win the league based off your squad. Of course you could. You can't rule out Man United, you know. And I can't rule Chelsea out of the top 4 because Chelsea have a fantastic squad as well. So if they
It's what I'd say about that, but I guess
they have
entitled to that
players.
as well.
They have quality players in their squad. So we don't know. Obviously, Ancelotti's a bit of a dark horse because he's such a good manager. Everton look all right. I don't know whether they'll do it. I don't know whether
You've got those fringe teams like Leicester, Everton, Aston Villa, who look like this season they have been knocking on the door for that top 4 to maybe knock out one of the typical big 6 teams and take their spot. I mean, Leicester, I think, like I said, when you've seen someone like Maddison or someone get injured, it's been dire for them. Aston Villa as well, I think if you take Grealish out, what do they really offer? So I think with them, every team has those key injuries where if it happens, you're in trouble, but more than others have replacements. So I think, with those fringe teams, I think Leicester, when the season that they won the league, it's because no one was really paying attention to them till it was too late to actually take them as a threat. And then by then it was, boom, they've done it. So I think this season as well is another one where they've just been plodding along, just staying in about the midst of those title contenders. And I think they're definitely about there to be in the top 4 that no one's really mentioned that could maybe take someone's spot.
Yeah.
Quickly, just for the last thing, just before we go, which is going to be a regular fixture, a regular part of our show is, Yan, have you got the fixtures for the next match for the fans we have here now?
Yeah, who did you have as your 4th team? City,
Who
Liverpool.
did I have as my 4th team?
Yeah.
So I had Manchester City, then I had Liverpool, then I had Tottenham, then I had I think matter of fact, I'll give Man United over Chelsea.
Okay. Cool. 1 second. So the fixtures are as follows. 1 second, let me find it. I'll just get some of the comments actually before we go because people have.
All right. Yeah, that's cool.
Kyle Ferguson says still top of the league, baby.
Yeah. I like that comment.
Big up to Prime. He says United will win the Premier League, ? And Kyle says, no, I think City will. I think it's too early, really. As much as I'm predicting City, it's so early. Prime said, Salah is a fraud, let's be honest. You know what? A lot of Liverpool fans have been coming.
That he's a fraud.
Prime also says, Liverpool fans have been gassing him up. Kyle says, this is about Liverpool. So he said they weren't performing for COVID, let alone after.
That's the answer that explains all.
I don't think you looked at the scoring charts though. Salah's still top.
Yeah, I think you know what I think it is. It's after a season where you've gone all out to win it. You're always the start of the next season is always difficult. So I think in general, well, actually, after you won it, it's kind of like you put the foot off the gas a little bit. So I think that played into it. But you already won it.
Do you know what the funny thing about this is? Yeah. With all the adversity and all of the collective prayers of players getting injured and celebrating when we're still right there. Like, I don't think anyone, like, you saw what City looked like last season without Liverpool. So for me, the fact that we're still in the midst, like Thiago's only just made his first home appearance. We're in the middle of January. So, like, in terms of mentality and teams automatically thinking that, it's done. The season has just started in my eyes. The season begins now. Like
well, I will say something to those Man United fans who are saying like, we're gonna win the league still top. As a saying that my nan used to say to me is, don't count your dumplings before they're fried, because some of them might burn up in the pan. So those ones there who are thinking, they've won the league already, they're top. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. I mean, people will quote me on it later on once we get further into the season, Michael especially. But definitely will think. Was you still doing comments, or are we moving on to fixtures?
Yeah, I'll just do a few more. There's some about, obviously, it's what we're talking about. So let me just see if there is any. Flawless, big up to him. Says big up Yan City. Big up to him every time. Some people have put their predictions. Well, I have feeling says Jose Mourinho has not finished lower than second at any club he has managed in his first full season. That's interesting. I think
That's a
I
stat.
can't see them finishing second now, but you never know. He says Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, and United. That's his prediction. Kyle Ferguson says Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Spurs in that order. I think, you know what, because this season's so close, it's really hard to know. Like, in a month's time, our predictions might be completely different depending on what happens. So we'll just have to see.
We'll track it. We'll remember what's put.
Yeah.
We'll remember what everyone's put. Have we got the fixtures now? So quickly, what we're going to do is, to each person, we're just going to go say what your next fixture is and just on a quick prediction of what you think the score will be.
Okay, so we'll start. Liverpool's next fixture is against Burnley. So what's your prediction for that one?
I'll say, what is that at home?
You're at home,
Yeah, 2-0. Home win.
Yeah.
You're calling 3-0?
No, 2-0. We're not firing right now, man. 2-0, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arsenal have a fixture tomorrow, which is Newcastle, and then they play Southampton in the next round of fixtures. So yeah, you're at home.
That size of it all.
You're at home to Newcastle, and you're away against Southampton. So for them 2 games, what do you think?
Newcastle, I think we'll win 2-1. And Southampton, I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay. That'll be a hard game.
I think Danny Endz is going to tuck you lot in, but we do.
Chelsea's next game is Leicester City away.
Chelsea's next game is against Leicester City away.
Away, yeah.
2-1 Leicester, I'm being honest. 2-1
He's got no faith.
The next one for Spurs, I can't even find Spurs' next fixture. Oh, wait. It's saying on here that your next fixture is Liverpool.
I'm pretty sure they did say, I'm pretty sure I think we do have Liverpool and Chelsea coming up.
Yeah, I think it's Liverpool by the looks of it. And you're at home for Liverpool.
But with that, I think I'm going to go with Joe. Like I said, knowing this guy and knowing how they're not firing off all cylinders, we'll probably score first and then we'll do the same thing we always do. Like lately this season, we've been like a Tyler Perry movie. It's the same ending over and over again. Score and try and defend deep, and then they equalize. It's only this season, today I saw different where we got 2 up and then we did defend deep. And then after they scored, they remembered, when they remembered we're meant to actually be winning. So they went and got that 3rd goal. It's the first time I've seen that intensity from them for the whole match, not just after we've got our goals right, let's sit back. So I think with that one there, I think, we will come out firing fast. Whether we'll actually keep that intensity for the whole match, I very, very much doubt it. And for that reason, I think I'll probably see them get an equaliser. So I'm probably going to go with draw with that tight game, probably 1-1.
Yeah, it's interesting with that because last time it was a draw late on, isn't it? And then Liverpool got at Anfield late. So I don't know if they'll do the same one. Man United's next game is Sheffield. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, Fulham away. Fulham away.
Yeah, our away record has been good. So realistically, I'll go 3-0 win, Man United.
3-0.
Quite good defensively, but yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Man City's next game, obviously we're playing now. I'm worried about today's game, to be honest, because Palace have beaten us a few times recently, so at home anyway. So hopefully we win that. We then play Aston Villa at home. That's not an easy game, but I think because we're at home, we should realistically be winning. But I think it'll be close. So if we do win, it'll be 2-1. I can't
2-1 City.
To City.
Okay. All right, guys. You've been great panelists. Thank you very much. I think, Yan, have you got anything else to say?
No, what I'll say is if you just shout out your socials where people can find you, then they can check you out on Twitter or whatever. So my name's Yannicka. You can find me. My Twitter is below me at Yannicka with 3 A's. I'm also on YouTube, Yan City ENT. And you can catch me on here every Sunday at 7 p.m. Taze? Can you hear me? Yeah. Just shout out your socials.
Hello, Ace.
Can you hear me?
I think we're gonna come back to Ace.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
He looked like
No,
he rolled out.
I thought you
I
said
said Taze, that's why.
I said Taze. I said Taze.
Did she say me or you?
I said it.
Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm only on Twitter. Hold on. I don't even know it.
Is it not Lampard out?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, one sec. Yeah. How do I find it?
Should we come back? Should we come back to Ace once he's got it?
Come back to me. Yeah, come back to me.
Yeah, Terrell.
Insta, we can send below TBA 1993. Something like it. Same as the Twitter.
Okay.
Mine
that explains all.
Ace 9021 on Twitter.
So Ace 9021. That sounds like a Beverly Hills series, like. Oh, go on. RZ explains all.
Yeah, RZ explains all. I'm on Twitter. That's about it, really.
Okay. Michael.
No social media yet, but I am doing Twitch. Big_Mike plays. Obviously, if you want to come see me do a bit of gaming, it's up to you.
Okay. And mine, obviously, I'm known on Twitter as Big Taze. I'm one of your hosts, and you lot have been a wonderful audience for today. And other than that, I will say thank you very much, and we'll see you lot all next week.